In the world of Web3, you usually get projects that promise one little piece of the puzzle. But what if a project came along and said, hey, we're building the whole puzzle? Well, that's what we're looking at today. We're going to take a guided tour through the Fasttoken white paper and see how they're planning to build this massive, all-in-one ecosystem, from its deep tech right up to its metaverse. Let's get into it.
And this right here is the big, powerful question at the absolute heart of the Fasttoken white paper. It's painting this picture of a single digital universe where just one account unlocks everything you can think of: trading crypto, collecting NFTs, exploring virtual worlds, and playing next-gen games. It's a huge vision, so let's dig in and see exactly how they plan to pull it off. Okay, so here's our game plan for today's tour, broken down into 5 key stops. We'll kick things off with the big picture, the Fastex ecosystem. Then, we're going to pop the hood and look at the engine, which is ftN and Bahamut. After that, we'll explore the economy, check out its virtual worlds, and finally, and this is super important, we'll get into the fine print, the business side of things, and of course, the risks. So, what's the big idea here? Well, the white paper lays out this complete end-to-end ecosystem, and it's all built around one single powerful promise: one account for everything. The whole goal is to get rid of the usual friction of Web3. No more juggling a dozen different logins or worrying about multiple security checks. Just one single key that unlocks their entire digital world. All right, let's head down to the engine room of this digital nation and see how this thing is actually powered. I mean, every ecosystem needs a power source and a highway system, right? For Fasttoken, that comes down to 2 things: ftN and the Bahamut blockchain. At the very core of it all is the ftN token. The easiest way to think about it is like fuel. It's the juice for everything. The white paper explains that it's the native currency for all your transactions and for staking, but maybe most importantly, it's the gas that makes every single operation on their network go. And all that fuel powers this, the Bahamut blockchain. This is the foundation, the digital highway that everything else is built on top of. The white paper calls it a Layer 1 solution, which just means it's the base-level infrastructure. It's also EVM compatible. Now that's a bit of a technical term, but all it really means is that it can easily talk to the huge world of Ethereum apps and developers. That makes it super versatile. Okay, so every blockchain needs rules to stay secure and fair. And instead of using a standard system, Bahamut uses something pretty unique called Proof of Stake and Activity, or POSA. And this is where things get really interesting. The white paper presents this as a major innovation. The idea is to create a fairer system where the rewards you get aren't just based on how many tokens you've locked up, but also on how active you are in the network. So the more you actually do, the more you could potentially earn. All right, we've seen the engine. Now let's go check out the economic hubs of this ecosystem. This is where all the value gets created, swapped, and traded, all of it powered by that ftN token and running on the Bahamut blockchain we just talked about. So first stop, the Fastex exchange. The white paper describes a pretty robust platform. You've got your spot trading, your over-the-counter trading, all the standard order types and currencies you'd expect. But here's the kicker. It's all integrated. It's connected through that same unified wallet, which means your trading hub is seamlessly linked to every single other Fastex product. Next up, we have the ftNFT marketplace. This is the ecosystem's official spot for trading all those unique digital assets. We're talking art, collectibles, in-game items. If it's an NFT in this world, this is where it's at. And the document really emphasizes that it provides solid proof of ownership and authenticity for every single thing you buy on the platform. Okay, this is where it all starts to feel real. Let's move to the most immersive part of our tour and see how all this tech comes together in the virtual worlds that you, the user, will actually get to experience. This is where the tokens and NFTs really come to life. The white paper really highlights 2 flagship destinations here. First, there's the FastexVerse. This is a full-on metaverse where you have a 3D avatar that can go around and interact with every part of the ecosystem. And then there's the Web3 Gaming Hub. The document literally describes this as the Steam for Web3, which is a massive ambition. They want to create the one-stop-shop platform for playing games and managing all your in-game crypto assets in one single place. For our next stop, let's zoom out a bit. We've seen the what and the how, but now it's time to look at the who and the why. We're going to explore the business model, and just as importantly, we're going to look at the warnings and disclaimers that are laid out right there in the white paper itself. So who's actually building all this stuff? Well, the white paper is very clear about it. The whole project is backed by Soft Construct, which is a global IT giant. We're talking about a company with more than 7,000 employees and this huge partner network. So this isn't some small startup working out of a garage. It's a very established player providing the foundation for this whole ecosystem. And how do they plan to make money? Well, they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. As the white paper lays it out, the business model is really diversified across the entire ecosystem. Revenue comes in from fees on the crypto and NFT exchanges, from rewards on the blockchain itself, and even from things like subscriptions in the gaming hub. Every single piece is designed to contribute to the whole. And just to put a number on that model, the white paper gives us this key metric. They raised $23.2 million from the ftN token sale, which wrapped up back in January of 2023. These are the funds, it says, that are being pumped into the project to speed up the delivery of all these products and services we've been talking about. Okay, now for a balanced view, we absolutely have to look at the legal disclaimers. The white paper has this really prominent section called Important Information, and it's so critical that anyone thinking about getting involved in this ecosystem understands the terms and the risks as laid out by the creators themselves. So, the first critical point is a legal one. The document states very clearly that this white paper is not a prospectus or an offer of securities. What that means, in simple terms, is that they're making it clear this is a technical document describing a project, not a formal investment offering. Now, this next point is really crucial for anyone who holds ftN. The white paper explicitly says that the tokens do not give you any ownership rights. Holding ftN is not like owning a share of the company. It's a utility token. It's meant to be used inside the ecosystem, not to represent a stake in the business itself. And finally, the white paper includes a pretty key clause about flexibility. Basically, the issuer reserves the right to change or even remove parts of this document at any time they see fit. This means that the entire roadmap we've just toured is really a living document, and the plan could change at their discretion. So, after this whole tour, we're left with this final thought. The Fasttoken white paper lays out this huge, comprehensive, and centrally managed Web3 platform. It's a really powerful vision for a seamless user experience. But it also brings up a fascinating question for the entire industry. Is this kind of unified, all-in-one approach the future? Or is it maybe challenge that core decentralized ideal that Web3 was founded on in the first place? That's definitely something for all of us to think about.